Hey parents, we all know that life as moms and dads can get a little hectic at times. There always seems to be too much to do, too much stress, and too many fires to put out. It can feel like there's not enough room for downtime or taking care of ourselves. In this video, I'm going to teach you my 3 proven strategies for how to stay calm and maintain your sanity while being a parent. And if you stick around until the end, I'll even throw in an extra bonus strategy for you that can make a big difference in your mindset when you're dealing with difficult behaviors in your kids. My name is Todd Sarner, and I'm a psychotherapist and parenting coach. My mission is to help you have the family life that you've always wanted and to raise children who thrive. Strategy number 1, fill your cup first. As parents, there are always going to be days where we just don't have enough time for ourselves, like when our children are very young. There's no getting around that basic fact. However, in my experience, parents sometimes get stuck in what I call martyr mode with their kids, and they just don't take care of themselves as well as they should, and as much as their children need them to. We've all heard how if the airplane cabin loses air pressure, a parent is supposed to put on their mask first before putting on their child's mask. Even though our instinct might be to put our child first in that situation, we're no good to our children if we pass out. That's why it's important that parents make a priority of doing what I call filling their cup first. Successful parenting requires being as rested as possible, having energy, and having generosity towards our kids. If we don't have these things, almost nothing we do is going to work as well. The first thing you should do is identify what I call your stress busters. Find the habits and activities that help you rest and recharge, whether it's a morning walk or a creative hobby or quiet time with a good book. Experiment and personalize your self-care rituals. Self-care doesn't have to be an extravagant day at the spa, even though those are nice. Scatter small moments of recharge throughout your day. Have a bite of chocolate. Take a few minutes for a short meditation, or simply just lay down and quietly breathe for 10 minutes. These micro breaks can really add up, replenishing your energy and keeping you more calm and grounded amidst the daily whirlwind. But don't leave your well-being to chance. Treat these self-care rituals like important appointments on your calendar. Block out dedicated time for activities that nourish your soul, like a long bath, a call with a loved one, or a good long walk in nature. Stick to your schedule and view this time, unless it's an emergency, as non-negotiable, because a happy and relaxed you is going to be better for everyone, especially your kids. Strategy number 2, focus on connection over correction. Another very effective strategy that helps you stay calm and maintain your sanity as a parent is to make sure you're focusing more on connection with your children over focusing on constantly correcting their behavior. This doesn't mean that we don't address problematic behavior. Our channel is filled with effective and relationship-friendly ways to do so. It just means that it's easy to get in the trap of always reacting to our kids, and we'd have a much easier time of things if we put our focus on being more connected with them more often. One of the most important things I teach parents along these lines is to just make it part of your home culture to always connect with your children before anything else, especially at times of transition in your day, like morning or after school or just before bed. I've coached thousands of parents over the years, and it would be hard for me to emphasize enough how many problematic situations in our homes stem from not taking the time to get into connection with our kids. Take your time, get into eye contact, offer a little smile, show some interest in what they're doing and how they're feeling. Children are designed, like all of us, to want to be connected to those they love, and when they feel this way, they're more likely to behave in the first place. When you do need to address difficult behaviors, just make sure that you separate out how they're behaving from who they are and from your relationship. This means letting them know, even though what you're doing is not okay, our relationship is okay. Most of the difficult behaviors that kids display are not intentional, they're instinct. And it's because they're scared or tired or hungry, or they don't know how to handle feelings or the situation that they're in. It's not a reflection of who they truly are. Children get afraid that when they act out, you won't love them because they're bad. This is made worse when parents react badly to their children's behavior, including yelling, which can have the effect on a child of confirming those fears. Say things like, "Look, what you're doing is not okay and we have to address it. But you and I, we are okay and we always will be, and I love you. I know you're just frustrated." This can go a long way towards calming their fears, but also towards changing behaviors. Strategy number 3, embrace the village and ask for help. I'm sure most of you have heard the African proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child." This doesn't take away from the primary importance of you as a parent. It just means that we're all supposed to have a village of support, a team that's backing us up. Many experts argue that one of the main reasons that parents are feeling so stressed and overwhelmed these days is because they're trying to do too much on their own and not creating and nurturing a village of mutual support as we're meant to do. Your village doesn't need to be hundreds of people. You should definitely focus on quality and compatibility over quantity. Your village can be friends and family, and it can also include teachers and hired help like babysitters and nannies and coaches. Identify your dream team. Build a network of people that you can truly rely upon, whether it's a parent you can text for some moral support, a supportive sibling who can watch your kids for date night, or a trusted therapist who can offer you guidance and support. I knew for me that it was really important that my son grew up without being on screens all the time. It meant so much to me to have a village of families at his school who felt the same way. I knew I could send him to any of the other families' homes and they'd be playing outside or doing something creative, not zoned out in front of a TV. Another aspect of embracing the village is being able to delegate and share the load. Involve your partner and your family and your friends in child rearing. Ask for help and share the responsibilities where appropriate. It is typical that one parent is feeling like they're holding too much of the mental load, meaning like they feel like there's too much on their plate. Too much responsibility, too many decisions, and too much juggling of things. If you're that parent, it is important that you communicate your need to your partner and to others. People can't read your mind. Be clear and direct about how you feel and about what you need. If you're feeling really overwhelmed or having some emotional issues, don't be afraid of seeking professional help like a psychotherapist. This doesn't mean you're failing. It just means that, like a lot of us, you just need some extra support. Remember, your well-being matters to your children, to your partner, and to your village, and it really needs to matter to you. A happy, healthy, and relaxed parent is a better parent, a better partner, and a better friend. And embracing the village doesn't mean giving up your autonomy or your identity as a parent. It's about building a supportive network, about sharing responsibility and creating community, a community that can help lift you up and succeed in the journey of parenthood. Before we get to our special bonus strategy, I'd like to ask you to please make our channel part of your village of support by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Liking lets us know what you find most helpful, and subscribing helps you by making sure you see the content you value the most featured in your feed. Bonus strategy: reframe your expectations of your children and yourself. Our bonus strategy is about reframing how you look at things, including your child's behavior, and how that can help you out a lot in your efforts to stay calm and maintain your sanity as a parent. Something I've learned from being a parenting coach for so long is that your narratives about who you're supposed to be as a parent and how your children are supposed to behave are actually causing you a lot of pain and frustration. One of those narratives is that somehow you're supposed to be perfect as a parent, someone who makes few or no mistakes. This is impossible, and it wouldn't even be good for your children if it was. A better way to see it is that your kids don't need you to be perfect. They need you to be what psychologist D.W. Winnicott called a good enough parent. Try your best, focus on the right things, and if you make mistakes, do your best to correct them. And when it comes to your children's behavior, I'll say something that I say a lot. Most of your children's behavior is instinct and impulse, and a completely logical manifestation of their age and sensitivity and the things that they just can't do well yet. If we see our children as misbehaving on purpose, we're going to react to them. We're going to be stressed out, and we're going to be constantly worried that something is wrong with them or that we're doing something wrong as a parent. If instead we have a narrative that our children are just having a hard time, or they're overwhelmed, or they just don't know what to do, it's easier for us to step up as a parent and come to their assistance rather than taking things personally or getting mad at them. There's one more mindset change that I'll recommend here that I have seen work wonders over the years, and that is to almost look forward to your children acting out in some difficult way as an opportunity to do things differently. Let's say that sometimes your child has a total and complete meltdown when they can't get something that they want, and that this usually makes you very frustrated and reactive. You might even start bracing and fearing this behavior whenever you think it might be on the horizon. This tends to create a dynamic where the situation is almost self-fulfilling. You're locked into a fear that your child is going to melt down, And your child, who's very tuned into you and may be very anxious in the moment, can sense your fear, and it makes them even more likely to have the meltdown. Handling meltdowns requires a parent who is calm and grounded and can set firm but loving limits with their child. I did a whole video on this, and I'll link it in the description below. When you teach yourself to look forward to your child melting down because you'd like the opportunity to practice being more calm and grounded and setting the right kind of limits, a couple of things tend to happen. One, your child is gonna melt down less often. I don't completely understand why this is true, but I assure you it is from over 20 years of experience of guiding parents through these issues. Two, if your child does melt down, it will be a shorter meltdown and you will handle it much better. When you train yourself to look forward to these meltdowns, you're just in a much better psychological and emotional position to be the parent that your child needs you to be. Your mental state and the narrative you have about a situation goes a long way towards being effective or ineffective in handling that challenge. Hoping that a challenging situation comes up and having an idea of how you'll handle it beforehand really works. That's our video for today, and I'm really curious about what you think. Will you try some of these strategies? Have you found other strategies that have worked for you that I didn't mention? Please leave your comments and questions below, and let me know if there's any of the points I mentioned today that you'd like me to expand upon, or any topics in general that you'd like me to do a video on that would help benefit you as a parent. As you may know, I end each video with a parenting quote that's related to the day's topic. Today's quote is by Brene Brown, who said, "When you judge yourself for needing help, you judge those you are helping. When you attach value to giving help, you attach value to needing help. The danger of tying your self-worth to being a helper is feeling shame when you have to ask for help. Offering help is courageous and compassionate, but so is asking for help." I hope you can really take that to heart. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.